ලංකාවේ පිළිගත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවල ඉගෙනුම ලබමින් සිටින සරසවි ශිෂ්‍යයන්ගේ පූර්ණ මාර්ගෝපදේශනය යටතේ ඉන්ඩිවිජුවල් හෝ ගෲප් ක්ලාස් එකක් ඔබත් කරගන්න කැමතිද? එක ශ්‍රේණිය සිට 13 ශ්‍රේණිය දක්වා ඕනෑම විෂයක් ඉංග්‍රීසි, සිංහල, දෙමළ ඕනෑම මාධ්‍යකින් ඔබේ හැකියා දක්ෂතා දුර්වලතා හොඳින් හඳුනාගෙන ඔබටම ගැලපෙන සුවිශේෂී ක්‍රමවේද ඔස්සේ ආසාවෙන් ඉගෙන ගන්න. දැන්ම අපිට කතා කරන්න 076 හැන්දෑවේ ඉස්කෝලේ හේන පෙන්වන්න නෙවෙයි පාර පෙන්වන්න.
Hello everyone, welcome to my very first science tutorial lesson on the importance of the microorganisms. I'm so excited to have you all here. First, let me introduce myself. My name is TTPS Dilshani. I completed my advanced level studies in the bioscience stream and was selected to Saparagamo University of Sri Lanka, where I pursued a Bachelor of Science Honours degree in Agricultural Sciences and Management. Teaching is something I truly enjoy because it gives me the greatest pleasure of sharing knowledge with others and helping them understand things better. So, I believe that learning science should be fun and engaging, and that's exactly what I'll do today. Before looking for the importance of the microorganisms, let's first understand who are they? Who do we call microorganisms? So, first, who are the organisms? Organisms are any living thing. They all capable of independent life functions like growth, reproduction, and metabolism. Now, we can group organisms into three main types. The first type is plants. You see them everywhere, from tiny grass to big trees. The second type is animals, like birds, fish, and even us, humans. But what about the third type? Unlike plants and animals, this group is so tiny that we can't see them with our naked eyes. These are the microorganisms, or also we call them as microbes. Organisms that tiny living beings that are only visible under a microscope. Here, I hope to explain things according to your textbook. We will go through all the activities and examples mentioned in it, and I'll also guide you through the exercises step by step. So, here in this activity, we use coconut. First, take a coconut and carefully extract the coconut water by tapping its shell with a knife. Right away, after collecting coconut water, you won't see any microorganisms with your eyes. First, we have to pour the coconut water into a clean mug or any type of clean container and leave it undisturbed for about 3 days. After 3 days, our coconut water sample is ready to observe. Take a glass slide and place just a drop of the coconut water on it. Remember, if you add too much coconut water onto the slide, you will only see water, not the microorganisms. So then gently cover the drop with the cover slip. Place the slide on the microscope stage and observe it under low power. Now you will notice tiny moving dots in the sample. The textbooks, they also provide the macroscopic view of a coconut sample. But here you can see tiny dots. But did we see these earlier? These tiny dots, these tiny moving dots earlier when we first collected the coconut water? No. At first, coconut water looked clear. However, with the help of the microscope, we can now observe these once invisible living organisms. These microorganisms found in coconut water are called yeast. Yeast is a unique variety. I will explain more about this later. Now, let me move to my presentation again. Microorganisms. Let us define the word microorganisms. So, microorganisms are the unicellular, means single-celled, or multicellular living organisms which are visible but cannot be observed clearly by naked eye are called as microorganisms. Here, I want to focus your attention on two words, unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular organisms are made up of only one cell that carries out all of the functions needed by the organism, while multicellular organisms use many different cells to function. Here, I want to focus unicellular means single cell and multicellular means many cells. So, unicellular organisms include bacteria, protists, and yeast. For example, a paramecium is a slipper-shaped unicellular organism found in pond water. Here, you can see the image of paramecium caudatum. It is a single-cell organism. It has different kinds of organelles in it like micronucleus, macronucleus, and cytoplasm. And multicellular organisms are composed of multiple cells on the other hand, where cells can be specialized for different functions. Examples, some fungi like molds, and some algae like volvox, and some protists. So, microorganisms are found in every habitat on the earth. They live and survive in all environments, such as air or the atmosphere, water, soil, in and on living organisms such as animals, plants, including hostile environments like glaciers, deserts, hot springs, saline, deep sea environment. So, do you know what is meant by hostile environment? Are the hostile environments comfortable? Do we like to live like environments? No, hostile environments are uncomfortable environments. The habitat that is unfavorable or difficult to survive due to harsh or extreme conditions. But normally, living organisms can't live such hostile environment. They can't thrive in hostile environments. But some microorganisms have the ability to live and thrive in such kind of harsh environments. And also, there is a huge biological diversity among microorganisms. They differ in their morphological characters, which are size, shape, color, and so on, as well as in their physiological mechanisms such as growth, reproduction, and so on. Now, let's see the types of microorganisms. There are several types of microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoa are some examples. And there is another group called as viruses. Though we study about viruses under the category of microorganisms, it is debatable whether viruses are a microorganisms because viruses show living features as well as non-living features. You know, we are living organisms. Humans, plants, we all are living organisms and also microbes. So, anything that exhibits like growth, reproduction, respiration, nutrition, movement, like characteristics that exhibits, they are categorized as living organisms. So, what about viruses? Viruses show both living and non-living characteristics. Living characteristics of viruses include the ability to reproduce, but only in living host cells, and the ability to mutate. And non living characteristics, on the other hand, include the fact that they are not cells, have no cytoplasm or cellular organelles, and carry out no metabolism on their own and therefore must replicate using the host cell's metabolic machinery. And they do not move and do not grow in size like things. So, although viruses are discussed under microorganisms, as I mentioned earlier, there is no conclusion yet as to whether they are living or non living. So, in the definition of microorganisms, earlier we said that if an organism is a microorganism, the organism should be a living one. Microorganisms are living organisms. So, if we can't decide whether a virus is living or non-living, we can't exactly describe it as a microorganism. Though viruses also cannot be observed with naked eye, but can be observed through electron microscope, it is debatable whether they are living or non-living. That's why it's hard to categorize it under microorganisms. Now let's see the effects of microorganisms on food. Have you ever left a slice of bread outside for a few days and noticed some green, black, or white fuzzy spots on growing on it? Over time, they break down the bread, causing it to smell bad, change color, and become unsafe to eat. Just like this, microorganisms can spoil many types of food, making them unhealthy for us. Now, let's see how and why this happens. So, to spoil our food, microorganisms have to first grow and multiplication. Microorganisms. What are microorganisms? What are the types of microorganisms? Bacteria, fungi, like microorganisms, can thrive in food if conditions are favorable. That means if they have adequate, enough moisture, temperature, and nutrients. In a food surface, they can found these in plenty and then they grow and multiplication. Then the enzymatic activity. These microorganisms produce enzymes that break down complex food components like proteins, carbohydrates, and fats into simpler substances. Then they produce byproduct. As microorganisms metabolize food, they produce various byproducts such as acids, gases, and other compounds which can lead to changes in taste, odor, and texture of the food. Then, changes in food properties. What are the properties? Texture, odor, color, taste. Microbial growth can be visible as mold. Here you see mold and slime or discoloration on the food surface. And then the food becomes unsafe for consumption. The byproducts like gas, acids, and the microorganisms themselves can make the food unsafe to eat, leading to food poisoning and illnesses like stomach ache and diarrhea, vomiting, like things will occur after consuming these spoiled food. So, how microorganisms spoil their food? Microorganisms themselves or with the byproduct that they produce in the food surface. They will spoil the food and become unsafe for consumption. Then let's see the impact of microorganisms on humans. Microorganisms have both positive, that means beneficial, and negative, that means harmful effects on humans. Let's see what are they. First, beneficial impacts. First, the good things. They are essential for digestion and nutrient absorption to us, to humans. In our gut microbiome, means our stomach, there is a complex community of microorganisms, which means thousands of microorganisms live in our stomach, and they helps break down food that we eat and produce vitamins, and also they help to absorb nutrients the food we eat, and then they also help to develop and function the immune system. Immune system is very important to protect our body against different kinds of diseases, and also they protect us against pathogens. Pathogens means the causing agents of different disease, the reason that we occur diseases. Beneficial microbes compete with harmful pathogens for resources and space, preventing them from colonizing, that means making population and causing diseases. Then they also helps to produce essential compounds like vitamins, and also they helps to climate change. Microbes play a crucial role in elemental cycles like carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, and are important producers and consumers of greenhouse gases, making them relevant to climate change. Now let's focus about the harmful impacts, the bad things. Microorganisms cause infectious diseases to us. Pathogenic microorganisms. Pathogenic means that they are the causes to occur diseases to us. Pathogenic microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and protozoa, can cause a wide range of diseases, and also antimicrobial resistance. The overuse and misuse of antibiotics like penicillin, amoxicillin have led to the emergence of antimicrobial resistance, making diseases harder to treat. And then microbial imbalance. An imbalance is in the gut microbiome in the stomach can be linked to various diseases, including obesity, overweight, diabetes, and also some microorganisms cause to occur some cancers like cancers, gastric and breast cancers like cancers, and also some allergies and respiratory issues. Exposure to certain indoor microorganisms, especially in damp, which means wet environments, can promote respiratory and allergic symptoms. So, are microorganisms our friends or enemies? Both. Microorganisms sometimes may be friends of ours and also sometimes enemies. That's why it's important to understand them and use them wisely. So, this is the end of my simple lesson on introduction of the microorganisms and the some impacts of microorganisms. This is a short lesson and hope you will get something to your mind. And thank you. See you next time soon.